Okay, Ranger. So I hate Ranger in 5e. I hate it. I have never agreed with the narrative that they've wanted to go in with this class. I think that this one has needed a significant rewrite, and they just haven't done it. The 5e Ranger, I feel like, personally, I feel like there's about 2 or 3 viable options, I would say, out of the base Ranger. I think we could actually knock this one out a little quick here. Beastmaster. I don't think that this is as bad as Berserker at all. I actually think that this one is a pretty decent striker. If you give it some of the variant stuff that's in Tasha's, this one actually is sitting in a pretty okay-ish state. But I do think that it is still notably poor because if the beast dies, you basically just don't have a subclass. And that's not great. There's other things that you can do to beef this one up. They're not going to do it, though. They're just not. Yeah. They could make a Beastmaster that got more than one companion. The problem is that 5e as a system really does not like player characters getting a hold of more than their own player character. So whenever you have that much control of things, and like the fact that it can't even get up to a large size beast, there's so much about Beastmaster that, like, god damn, it could be so cool. But I think that at the very end of the day, Beastmaster's biggest fault is the fact that if you don't have the beast, you don't have subclass features. And more likely that's going to happen to you than just about any other companion class. Yeah, unless you're casting summoning spells. Oh man. And with that, Hunter. This one bores me to death. And this is such a pretty clear, like, illusion of choice style subclass here. There's some very, very clear options that you are definitely meant to be taking as a hunter, but I hate, yeah, this is a Build-A-Bear subclass, and let's be honest here, it's just not really good at doing the Build-A-Bear thing. Yeah, you're going to pick up Colossus Slayer. Whenever you hit a creature with a weapon attack, it takes an extra 1d8 damage if it's below its hit point maximum, and you can do this. You're taking this one. I'll promise you. All right. Defensive tactics. You are most likely with this one always going with multi-attack defense. With multi-attack. And this one is kind of up in the air. I think more people are probably going with whirlwind attack. Superior Hunter's defense. If you only really get the option to pick one of these 3, evasion is so late. This should have been on the base Ranger. They needed to lower its hit die. There is so much wrong with the 5e Ranger. I know some people disagree with it. I disagree with my takes on that. If you see what I'm doing with the Hunter, the class over in Vagabond, you'll probably get a better idea as to what I think the 5e Ranger should be. Is there any Ranger subclass that is S tier? I know Gloom Stalker is real good, but is it S tier? Most likely, actually. Monster Slayer, I think, is actually kind of okay. I think that it's probably a decent pick at best. I would most likely put Monster Slayer. Yeah, just take Fighter with a Bow. Yeah. Fey Wanderer is good. In fact, Fey Wanderer is so good, I would say that this one actually makes it to where they need to rewrite Arc Fey based around the mechanics that they gave Fey Wanderer. And I would say Fey Wanderer is actually, I'd be hesitant to put it up above Totem Warrior. It is still attached to the Ranger itself. Let me get a refresher real quick, because I know they do the Beguiling Twist thing. Yeah, that's actually quite good. You know, yeah, the Summoned Fey one is actually pretty decent. You can cast Misty Step without expending a spell slot a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier. Yes, this is actually pretty fantastic. The Otherworldly Glamour is quite good. You can become a face as a Ranger, which is very cute. I do dig that idea. Charm Person, Misty Step, Dispel Magic, Dimension Door, and Mislead. Actually, I'm going to backtrack on that one. This one is up here in S. I do think that this one is actually uniquely strong because we do have a charm-based face Ranger in this. This is quite cute. I'm a big fan here. All right. This one does cause Arc Fey to really drop off in relevance overall because, like, just do this. Just take Beguiling Twist. You want to fix Fey Warlock, you need to give them this. Give them Beguiling Twist. Let them take that. They just need it. All right. Yes, do that. Okay. Gloom Stalker is probably very high. It's better than Fey Wanderer. Yep. Yep. It's Cavalier, I would say. Better than Stars. Better than Glamour. Better than Forge. Ooh. I think we're kind of slowing down here now. Gloom Stalker, I think Gloom Stalker is probably better than Samurai. I think this is the real fight right here. Whether or not it's better than Creation Bard. You're not sure you've ever seen someone play Ranger IRL? Yeah. Oh, hey, what up, Discourse? F tier for being the only Ranger your friends take. Okay. So the interaction that it has with the initiative stuff, you gain a bonus to your initiative rolls equal to your wisdom modifier, is extremely good. They have a really cute spell list here. All right, this is definitely a boxy idea that they were going for with it. Starting your first turn in combat, it increases by 10 feet. Pretty decent overall. You do get the dark vision, so you're actually getting 3 features here at 3rd level. Pretty good overall. Iron Mind giving you proficiency with wisdom saving throws, or a flexible intelligence or charisma, or if you already have it, fantastic 7th level feature. 11th level, you learn to attack with unexpected speed that you can turn a miss into another strike. Whenever you miss with a weapon attack once on each of your turns, you can make another weapon attack as a part of that same action. Fantastic. Shadowy dodge. You can dodge in unforeseen ways with wisps of supernatural shadow around you. Whenever a creature makes an attack roll against you and doesn't have advantage on the roll, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on it. You must use this feature before you know the outcome of the attack roll. Decent overall with this one. As far as defensive features go, this is actually pretty nice. Like, this is the problem with Ranger capstones and why they always feel a little bit kind of like, right? Most other classes, their subclass capstones are actually going to be something that's pretty active for you, right? Where it's an action you can take. This is the thing that deals more damage. It gives you something that is like very active and in your face all the time, right? Ranger, however, gives you a defensive feature up in their capstones, and it tends to make everything kind of peter out. Like, you have this excitement, all this cool stuff, and then they get a defensive feature, and it's like, oh, what the fuck is happening? Oh, God. Right? It's spelled out for you in, like, if you look at Hunter, right? This shows you the cadence of what they're going to get with their, I guess you could say, their subclass motif, right? Offensive feature, defensive feature at 7th level. They're going to get some other offensive feature at 11th level, and then they get a defensive feature at 15th level. With Xanthar's guide, they started going with, you're going to get spells or a companion. It seems like it was one or the other. Dread Ambusher is an offensive feature. Unique to them is that they get dark vision. So, yeah. 7th level is a defensive feature. Then we have an offensive feature here at 11th, and then a defensive feature here at 15th. This defensive feature as your capstone tends to always feel a little bit not great because the whole thing has built up to a feature that is not very active for you, right? So subconsciously, we feel like there's a perceived loss of value because all of the drum roll please didn't lead up to a final symbol hit, you know? So that's why Ranger subclasses generally don't have good mouthfeel, I guess we'll say, right? That's why yeah. So overall, though, I do think that Gloom Stalker is probably the best Ranger in the game. Let me go with the ones I know immediately offhand. Horizon Walker, I'm going to put up into, I think it was A. I actually really dig this one, and I had to reevaluate my rating on it. I do like their overall portfolio of spells that they're getting. This is so fucking situational, unfortunately. It's a fun idea, but it is very situational. There's some campaigns in which this is fucking disgustingly good, but you know, the Giant Barb buffs literally all their features. Totem Barb, Temporary Flight, Ancestral Guardian, they reflect damage, just to name a few in the top of your head. Oh, for active feature. Right. Planar Warrior. I like this. An extra 1d8 damage is, there's something thematic really happening in here. Ethereal Step. God, I really like this. I really do. I want this to be so cool. Distant Strike. You gain the ability to pass between the planes in the blink of an eye. When you take the attack action, you can teleport up to 10 feet before each attack to an unoccupied space you can see. You are Ciri now at this point from The Witcher, right? Fucking cool. Fucking super cool. Does it come up with fat 0% of times in any game you run? Yeah. I know. It's not super common that this comes up, but I definitely know, like, I would be super cool with a dimension. Actually, you know what? Maybe with like Planescape, this might come up a bit more. Maybe that'll get some love, but like, I get it. God damn, this is such a cool idea. This wants to combo. This wants to combo so bad. If you attack at least 2 different creatures with the action, you can make 1 additional attack against the 3rd creature. What the fuck? This is so cool. Oh my god. I love the combo that they want to do in here. Spectral Defense. Your ability to move between planes enables you to slip through planar boundaries to lessen the harm done to you during battle. When you take damage from an attack, you can use your reaction to give yourself resistance to all of the attack's damage on this turn. Okay, not terrible. Not terrible. Oh, hey, what up, Ked? So, Horizon Walker, I really like what it wants to throw out here. Etherealness is so fucking cool. Oh, it's so fucking cool. But like, this is freebie disengage. This is freebie like once per combat if resting effectively. Oh my god, Ethereal Step can be so good. Horizon Walker, it may not be an S. Nah, you know what? Fuck Reddit. Fuck Reddit. Here's what we're gonna do. Horizon Walker. You know what? You're an S in my heart, all right? You're absolutely an S in my heart. I really like it, despite the fact that the 3rd level feature is probably campaign dependent. God damn, though, I really like this. I can't help it. I dig what they're doing with Horizon Walker. The amount of overall movement that you're getting out of it, and like essentially all of that movement is a freebie disengage. Fucking sick. I dig that so much. Also, you just need to release a Spelljammer campaign book for that to happen. You can't, yeah. Oh man. Drake Warden. I think, what was it? Note for note, if you were to compare this to like completely revised Tasha's Everything Beastmaster, I think that it actually comes out, if I remember this right, dealing less damage for some reason than the Beastmaster. But like, it has good features. You get the mount, the bite increases damage, right? The resistance of the damage type. Yeah, that's also very nice. And this is a flexible damage type because it's whenever you summon it, it can swap between these. It's like, maybe it's a little less damage, but like the versatility of the damage resistance that you get is pretty goddamn good. And like, if you wanted to go with like tank ranger, I think this is a really cool way to do that. Yeah, you do get to resummon immediately if the Drake dies. I don't really mind this one too much. Yeah, Drake Warden is a cool name. Yeah. You do get control of a large-sized Drake. And oof. Yeah, so around 6 times you're going to have of being able to just give yourself resistance to that damage type. It is one of the only rangers that does get some offensive power right here in its 15th level. Quite good. Man, I think Shepherd, if played to its full potential, would get absolutely insane. I think that Drake Warden probably does deserve to be an A. I think that I think that it's completely fair to say that Drake Warden deserves to be right up in here. Comparatively, I think amongst all the different companion classes that are in the game, this is probably the best they actually realize the concept of a companion class. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty all right. Swarmkeeper. This one's funny. It's funny. It's you can have fleas in your beard and send them flying at somebody. Yeah, thank God they made that piercing damage, because good lord, poison damage would have just brought this down so hard. Yeah, you can discorporate into a swarm avoiding danger. This feels so druid though. It almost would have been cool to see this applied to druid and see what they could have done with that. I don't mind it being on the ranger. I'm just saying, like, yeah. I do love that this is the gross out ranger, right? Like, this is the gross one. You want to have fleas, you want to have ticks or grubs or whatever. Yeah, like, do that. But I do think it would have been better off as a... it feels really goofy on ranger, is basically what I'm saying. It just feels like a gag, really, more than anything else. You condense part of your swarm into a focused mass that lifts you up. As a bonus action, you gain a flying speed of 10 feet and can hover. This lasts for... What? This is a cartoon character, all right? Yeah. It was one of the most fun you've had as a ranger. Yeah. Fairy Fire Mage Hand, right? Yeah. And the Mage Hand is a bunch of bees. It's fucking... This is such a goofy ass subclass here. I think that it probably has some decent striking potential. I don't think that this one is terrible, but I do think that Swarmkeeper, just in general, look, I can probably give it a decent pick. I would probably rather do a Monster Slayer than this. I think this is pretty goddamn funny, though. Yeah. Play the Monarch from Venture Brothers. You know what? I'm going to put it in the bottom of A just because of that right there. Dr. Venture! Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, Swarmkeeper. The goofiness of it is just, it's that, yeah, you can do a lot of concepts with it. Yeah, no, for sure. Remember that kid from Charlie Brown with the yes, Pigpen. Yeah. Yeah, it's Pigpen, you know. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Now, Ranger overall for 5e. It's a mixed bag. I definitely think that we hit our stride with a certain scaffolding for Ranger that made a lot of sense. Ranger felt pretty okay and at least playable, but really the big problem with Ranger is their first level and the fact that exploration is not really well fleshed out for 5e. And even if you do exploration, these are just features meant to allow you to hand wave it, right? There was a point at which Ranger was looking very, very good, and it was whenever they were going to give you Hunter's Mark. They were going to give you Hunter's Mark basically for free. And that would have been so incredible. But like, they saw it in the UA, and they just couldn't quite figure out a way to get it tweaked just right. I'm telling you, the way that you do it is Hunter's Mark. It still requires the concentration, but you can't remove the concentration as a result of taking damage. Just do that, and it looks really good. Yeah, you still have the one instance. Yeah, and then you have such an easy later level feature for that.